A claps.
What it do, T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with my all tea, all shade, the best man final chapters review. If you have not watched the best man, the final chapter limited series on Peacock, then you might not want to watch this because it's going to have spoilers. So exit, go watch the show, and then come back. For those who have already watched it, then let's get into my review of all 8 episodes, which are streaming right now on the Peacock app. So I finished the entire series last night. It took me 2 days. And I must say, I really, truly enjoyed it. It gave me all the nostalgic feels that I thought that it would. And it was just amazing to see everybody from the original movie still alive, still kicking, still working, still looking great, still in good health. And to see all of them on screen together. Even the actress that played Mia got 2 appearances in the film, and I just loved it. It just took me back to the 90s when the first Best Man movie came out and how huge that was for Black people, for the culture, because it was so different at the time to see Black people, millennials, doing a damn thing, working these great jobs, successful, dressed to the nines, and not playing drug dealers or hoes or prostitutes or cokeheads. Like, it was just something totally different, and it made Black people at that time realize that you could be more than just a drug dealer's girlfriend or a drug dealer or a gangbanger or a beautician or a nurse, the typical things. And it was revolutionary at the time, especially for movies back in the day, to see a rom-com with drama in it. It was a legendary film. It stands the test of time. It was a classic. And then to come back, what was that, about 12 or something years later with The Best Man Holiday. I remember going to the movie and going to see that and getting that same nostalgic feeling when I saw that movie. And then, the tragic ending that made me never want to see it again because Mia, spoiler alert, passes away. But it was still so good, and it was filled with so much laughter and tears and friendship and family and forgiveness. It was just a wonderful holiday film, and I watched it for the second time ever in my life last year during Christmas, and that first half of the movie was just so freaking funny. Regina Hall is just a comedic genius. The Melissa DeSosa, who plays Shelby, is hilarious. Of course, Terrence Howard character Q is funny as I don't know what. And Morris Chestnut. I was never really a big Morris Chestnut stan in the past as far as his looks, how women would go up for him. I always thought he was a nice looking man, don't get me wrong, but I was just he was never on my radar like that. But I gotta say, the brother has held up. Oh, the brother has held up. Oh, all right. I get it now. As an older woman now, I get it. I totally see it. I get it. He has BDE energy. Most definitely. When he walks in the room, all eyes are on him and nobody else. But that movie was just so good. Then, when it gets to the Mia dying part, I was just a ball of tears when that part came. But the movie still held up after all of those years of me not watching it again. I laughed, I cried. It gave me all the feels. So then, fast forward another almost damn near 10 years. Now we have The Best Man, the final chapters. And we literally got a few films in a series because all the episodes were damn near an hour long. So if you clock normal movie times, movies tend to last about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So we got the bang for our buck with these 8 episodes. I must say the strongest episodes for me were the first two, because it gave me it reminded me the most of the original film and the sequel, as far as the comedic timing, the storylines, and all of that stuff. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the episodes were great, but those were the ones that stuck out to me the most, was when they were on vacation for Quentin's wedding. It was so funny. I love the dynamics between Quentin and Shelby, going back and forth, their toxic ass relationship. It was just funny as hell to me, just seeing the gang back together again on this island and everything. It was just so dope. And baby, the scene when they went to Morris Chestnut's house to go get him, baby, and he came to their door with that robe on with nothing else, I was like, good googa mooga. Woo, Jesus, tutti frutti, oh Rudy. I was like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Woo! And the thing, I ain't never heard about that man cheating. You don't never hear nothing problematic about that man. He got his wife and his children. He mind his business. He go to work. But baby, if he did cheat, Lord knows I would be all over that. All over it. But I must say, the only down part about the series is some of the storylines were a little bit predictable. Not a little bit, a lot predictable. A little bit kind of Hallmark cheesy, but it still worked. I wish that they would have delved a little bit deeper in the drama and like really went there with certain storylines. For instance, when Quentin found out that Shelby's daughter Kennedy was his, I felt like that should have been an argument. That should have been an argument. You done came down here, ruined my engagement and my wedding, got me to marry you, and then you want to break the news to me that this has been my daughter that you done kept away from me for all these years. They should have got into it all over again. Quentin's character, to me, the way they built him up, well, the way Malcolm Lee, the writer and director and producer and all of that, the way he made Quentin's character, Quentin would have been pissed. He would have been spiteful, and he would have annulled that wedding and, went to court or whatever to have, a relationship with his daughter. Then I could have saw them slowly but surely getting back together, working on things, and then getting married the right way with their daughter being there. Because I was like, y'all, she got married without her daughter being in attendance, even though that's a very Shelby thing to do, because Shelby is very all about herself. But I didn't feel like that was realistic to their characters. Also, what I didn't feel was realistic for me was, not realistic, but I felt like he could have went in a different way with the storyline to break them up, was Robyn and Harper. I felt like there was a different way to break them up, outside of the work thing being the issue. Because we all know that Harper is very selfish and all about himself. But I don't know, it was just something about that storyline. I was just like, okay, just break up. Because we saw it coming. We knew they were going to break up. I just wish that it would have been done maybe a different way. And for Nia Long's character to have become friends with Robyn over the years, they have became, good girlfriends and everything, spend time with one another, one-on-one and with the girls. I thought that was just so fucked up that they would so easily cross that line again, with kissing each other. And I'm like, what? Like, huh? Like, it was just kind of brushed over, and nobody really told her or him, like, y'all was dead ass wrong for that shit. Dead ass wrong. Like, they had Regina's character touch on it slightly, but like, and Shelby's character, but it really wasn't taken there. Like, I thought that was real fucked up. I love the storyline with Lance and the lady from the hotel. She was beautiful. Shout out to that actress. She was absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I wish they would have spent more time really showing us them falling for each other more. I felt like there was so much more that could have been done there in that storyline. the storyline with him and his son, being non-binary, it was, at this point, typical. I feel like every show now wants to do a character that's coming out or non-binary or whatever the case may be. I feel like that's the new don't do drugs like storyline, and it's just like, okay, we get it. Okay, all right. I feel like they could have did something different. It was typical to me at this point. Regina's storyline for Candace, just, being an overachiever, working on this whole plan or whatever for anxiety. It was like, I feel like it could have been more there. Like, that was her entire storyline for all of those years, was a little unrealistic. I did like Murch's storyline with him doing MMA, getting confidence within himself and checking his friends about basically thinking of him as the lame one, the goofball, the nerd one, and having to check them. Like, it's one thing if the public feels that way, but to have my friends feel that way is a totally, different thing. I felt like Harper's character really hadn't changed much over the years. Like, he pretty much still was the same. He had thoughtful moments where he tried to think of others before himself, but I felt like that was only with his friends who he had already betrayed, so he knew not to do that again. But as far as his home life, it was much more like what I want, what I want, what I want, and less about what Robyn wanted for herself. I also loved Nicole Ari's Parker's character. She was super cute, super funny. Loved that. Was not happy to see the character Demetrius, played by the actor Brandon Victor Dixon, who played on Power. I was not excited to see him. Y'all just know I just do not see it for him as an actor for whatever reason. I would have liked to see somebody else play that character. I would have loved to see the love interest that Nia Long had in the beginning of the series with the character Will. I wish that would have played out more because he was sexy. He was a great actor. I would have loved to see a storyline with them play out. And I would have loved to seen the series end with her being pregnant and becoming a mom. And if they weren't going to have her have a relationship, to see her have a relationship more with herself, taking care of her and not taking care of her business so much, and her devoting her time to being a single mom and raising this baby on her own and with her friends. I would have loved that storyline for them. Shelby, of course, was just a hoot, funny. I loved, her being a real housewife. I loved the segment that they had with her and Andy Cohen. It was so funny, so hilarious. I loved her and Terrence Howard's character as a couple, their daughter. I loved everything about them. They were super funny. I thought that they were going to pull a Carrie and Big with him having a heart attack and die. I'm so happy that didn't happen. But something is telling me that was originally in the storyline for him to die, and that they changed it after the first season of And Just Like That came out with Big dying of a stroke after exercising. Something is very much telling me that was originally what Malcolm wrote, but after he saw And Just Like That, or heard about And Just Like That, he changed it to him living. Overall, I thought that the series was great. I honestly could have seen this being more than just a limited series, more than this just being, the end of these characters that we have grown to love end. I could have seen this actually becoming an actual series for Peacock. The Black community has really showed up and showed out in support of this. It was really good. It was just nostalgic. It made me want to go back and watch the original Best Man and Best Man Holiday all over again. I really hope that they decide to make this something like what they did with Sex and the City. I would love to see this come back as a series, because there's so many more stories that could be told through these characters, and everybody need to check. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on and do it. Film it for 2 months. Get in, get out. Y'all still be able to do y'all other projects. I think this would be great. I would think this would be wonderful to see this become an actual series. But even if it does not, and this is the end, which I believe that it is, there will not be any more, I truly enjoyed it. It was just wonderful to see these characters, these actors still playing these characters 20 something years later. You don't see that in Hollywood, especially with black franchises. So shout out to the whole entire cast. Regina Hall, Taye Diggs, Sanaa Lathan, Terrence Howard, Harold Pernew, Morris Chestnut, everybody, Nia Long. Shout out to everybody. They did a fantastic job, and I'm just so happy and proud of everyone involved, and the creator Malcolm Lee. He did the damn thing. Overall, I'm gonna give The Best Man, the final chapter, and A minus. It was really good. Let me know what you guys thought about the entire series if you finished it down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.